Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we're checking out the new Hearthstone expansion Fractured in Alterac Valley with respect to the Wild mode. This expansion was recently announced on the Blizzard blog, and as you can see here, it is coming out on December 7. It's going to contain 135 new collectible cards, which is pretty normal for a Hearthstone expansion, and the card reveals will be scheduled out at specific times. Some of those cards were announced in this announcement, and so we'll have a look at how they work with respect to the Wild mode. Something interesting about this expansion is you are required as a player to commit to one of the factions, whether it's the Alliance or the Horde, and as you'll see later at the end of this video, depending on what faction you choose will determine what free random legendary you get. So we start off with Lightforged Paladin hero card, 7 mana, 5 armor gain, battle cry, deal 2 damage to all enemies, so this would be a consecration effect. Equip a 2/5 immovable object. So this immovable object is a 2/5 weapon. It doesn't lose durability. Your hero takes half damage rounded up. So this would be at any time while you have this weapon equipped, whether it's during your turn, your opponent's turn. Basically, you just take half damage unless this gets destroyed. So it can be obviously destroyed by weapon removal, such as Acidic Swamp Ooze. Zephyrus can deal with it. It could also be stolen from your opponent by your opponent if they're using, for example, Cobalt Sticky Finger. So it may not be that good, but it's a really cool effect. The hero power is also really good. Give a random minion in your hand +4/+4. So it looks like if you're going to run this card, you're going to be wanting to run some sort of mid-range control paladin, maybe with hand buff effects, maybe a Libram paladin. It might be too slow, but if it's not too slow, it's going to be pretty insane. We also have the Druid hero, Wildheart Guff, 5 mana, 5 armor, battle cry, set your maximum mana to 20, gain a mana crystal, draw a card. At first glance, it seems pretty insane. Looking at the hero power, it's a 2 mana hero power, choose one, draw a card, or gain a mana crystal. So this is our first ability to be able to go beyond 10 mana, and yes, there might be some crazy broken combos when you've got, say, 11, 12, 13 mana. Keep in mind, you got to ramp your way there or progress your turn. But Celestial Alignment kind of already enables those crazy combos. This, though, costs 5, so maybe this would work with Celestial Alignment to do some absolutely ridiculous things. But I think this is a card that's going to have to be tested. It might be insane. It might be ordinary. Only time will tell with this one. There's also a new keyword that's being introduced called Honorable Kill. And how it works is if you use the card to deal exact lethal damage to an enemy minion, then that card gives you or gives the card some sort of effect. The 2 examples we've been given here is a Hunter weapon, Bloodseeker, 2 mana 2/2, Honorable Kill, gain +1/+1. So say, for example, you used Bloodseeker and whacked into a 1/2 minion. You've done exact lethal, so now your 2/2 weapon has become a 3/2 weapon, because keep in mind you would have used one of the durability there. Another example is Gnome Private, 1 mana 1/3, Honorable Kill, gain +2 attack. Now, we've seen in the past that 1 mana 1/3s can be quite problematic. Think of cards like Mana Worm, even Void Walkers, and I know they don't really run them right now in Warlock, but it's a solid card. Dire Mole, for example, used to see some sort of play. 1 mana 1/3s are just good. The fact that you can, say for example, knock this into a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit, you've done exact lethal damage, you've now got a 1 mana 3/2. So I can see this working in a lot of archetypes. It's neutral, so you might see it in odd decks, you might just see it in general aggro decks, but definitely a card to look out for. Another new mechanic are objectives. So how objectives work is when you play the card, the objectives work over multiple turns. In fact, these two examples you see below, they last for 3 turns. So the 2 examples we have here are Dun Baldar Bridge, 4-mana Paladin spell. After you summon a minion, give it +2/+2, and this lasts 3 turns. So you can kind of imagine it as, your hero power, any cards you play, generating minions in any method, they'll get +2/+2. It is 4 mana to do the effect, and that is a bit of a tempo loss, just doing a 4 mana, essentially do nothing proactively or on the spot. But maybe this is going to be a great card for probably a mid-range Paladin deck, maybe an aggro even Paladin, but we'll see how it goes. The other example we have is for Rogue, Snowfall Graveyard, 3-mana spell. Your Death Rattle's triggered twice, lasts 3 turns. So, first of all, 3 mana is not very much. Rogue can also make their stuff cost pretty cheap using things like preparation or just reducing the cost of spells in their hand, which they can do relatively easily in a variety of different ways. So you can see this being played in, say, maybe Big Rogue, a Death Rattle Rogue. There's a Death Rattle Dragon Rogue, which is quite popular. So, again, this might throw Rogue over the edge, especially like Death Rattle Rogue, just being able to have a Baron Rivendare effect guaranteed for 3 turns. So definitely, this is going to be a fun one to play around with. And finally, the 2 legendaries. And in fact, you get them as golden legendaries as your free legendary. So you do have to make a commitment. So if you haven't already, when you log into Hearthstone, you'll be asked to either commit to joining the Horde or joining the Alliance. If you join the Horde, you get a 4-mana 4/4 Drekthar, Battlecry. If this costs more than every minion in your deck, summon 2 of them. So how this works is you play it as you play the 4-mana card, and as long as you don't have any other minions in your deck that cost more than this, you pull 2 minions from your deck. So keep in mind, spells don't matter. So if you want to run some bigger spells, you can. But basically, it's kind of like a Call to Arms, but a neutral card. So you get a 4/4, you pull 2 things from your deck. I went with the Horde faction myself, because when I looked at this card, I thought of things like Pirate Warrior, Aggro Druid. I even ran this in Cute Warlock, because keep in mind in Cute Warlock, the 6-mana spell, it's a spell, so it doesn't affect Drekthar. So as me, I kind of veer towards more aggressive decks, so Drekthar was my choice. But if you like to play more control combo style decks, then you might want to consider going with the Alliance and choosing Vandar Stormpike. 4-mana 4/4, Battlecry. If this costs less than every minion in your deck, reduce their cost by 3. So this is reducing the cost of big minions in your deck. So you might think of archetypes like Big Warrior, Big Shaman, Big Priest, or there may be even some sort of combo that you want to play where you need the minions to cost a lot less. So this is definitely a very nice effect. Keep in mind though, it is for minions in your deck, so if you accidentally draw those big minions, well, you're not going to get that nice reductive cost effect. So that is all I have to talk about for this expansion announcement from the Respect to the Wild mode. There is some more information in here about the other modes if you play, say, Mercenaries or Battlegrounds, but I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out this whole post for yourself. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're excited about. If you want to help support this channel, you can click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and until next time, hope to see you again.